In this video, I'm going to show you how you can adapt your old manual lenses to use with your Canon EOS R. Hello, my name is Stewart and welcome to this video. In my last video, which I will link up here, we used the Canon EOS R with an old manual Tokina lens to test out a new diffuser. I got a couple of questions. The first question was, how do you adapt an old manual lens to the Canon EOS R? And the second question was, my Canon EOS R will not take a picture when there's a manual lens attached to it. I'm going to answer both of those questions and show you exactly how to get this lens working with the Canon EOS R. So why would you want to fit on something like this to your camera? Two reasons. The main reason, and the most popular, is a lot of photographers like to use vintage lenses on their photos and their videos. I've used this one before to photograph my kids. I haven't used it for video quite yet, but I will be using it next year for some video. And the other thing for macro photographers is to get a old manual lens like this and reverse mount it onto your camera will increase the magnification from this lens. Now, I don't want to get into too much detail about that, but basically, if you've got a lens that has a wide field of view and you reverse it, you get a nice magnification effect. Same as when you have a pair of binoculars and you turn them round and everything goes further away. Same thing but the other way round. And it's a very budget way of getting into macro photography, and that is why a lot of people like to use manual lenses on their cameras. So to start with, I have my Canon EOS R here with the 35mm f1.8 STM lens. Fantastic lens. This is my primary go-to lens for video. So the magic component that makes all of this work is this little guy here. This is a reverse lens mount adapter for the Canon EF mount. This is a 58mm thread on the front, and on the back has the EF Canon mount. So obviously, if you're not using a Canon camera, then you need to change the mount. So you need to look for a Sony mount or a Nikon mount. You need to match the mount to your camera. Now the front is a 58mm thread. That doesn't really matter as much because you can use step up or step down rings to adjust that size. So that is our key component. So I'm going to show you how to put all of this together now on the Canon EOS R. So first of all, I need to take off my 35mm lens and then put on my Canon EF to RF adapter. And for anyone who's thinking about buying this camera, this adapter works flawlessly with all the Canon lenses. It's absolutely fantastic. So from this point, I'm going to work on this lens because I don't want to open up the opening on there. So the first thing we want to do is to take off our lens cap. And we have our reverse lens adapter. But like I said before, the filter on the front isn't that important that much. We want to get it closely matched. The filter on the front of my adapter is 58mm, and the filter on the Tokina is a 52, which is indicated by this number. So in order to get this to fit onto there, we need to have some step up rings. And I have a 52 to 55mm step up ring and a 55 to 58mm step up ring. That will go onto the front of my lens. Then from there, I can put on my adapter. That will now fit onto my EOS R. Line up the red mark and the red mark. And there we go. Okay. So that is now on the front of there, but we're not quite finished yet. With the lens reversal kit, you get another little option just here. And this basically goes onto the lens and safeguards your lens element. So if you're using a lens that you don't want to get gunk and dirt in here, you can put this on to protect the connections. But since this fitting here to Tokina lens for a Pentax system, I have a Pentax to EF lens adapter. So I'm just going to line up the red mark to the red mark on the lens, exactly the same as the EF system. Okay, so that's on there. Now this part, which is an EF mount, can now go on here. So now that lens elements are protected from the dirt, but that's not why I like that. The reason I like this is it has a filter thread on it. So now, because we have a filter element, I can put on a lens hood like that. So we have a reversed manual lens on my EOS R with a lens hood. The other added bonus of this extra part, because you can get the reverse lens mount on its own, but I would suggest you get it with that extra part, is I can mount my twin macro flash onto my reverse Tokina lens and use those if I want to use the twin macro flash. Now, out the box, the flash is not going to reach your subject, but if you have the diffusers from Jason Canning, he adds in a little arm that goes in between here and your flash, but helps push them out so you can get them in onto your subject if it's close to your lens. It's another little nice option. So now you have your manual lens reverse mounted, you're ready to do some close-up macro photography. But here's the problem, okay? I am on set to manual, okay? And as you can see from the top display, I have an F00. The camera cannot recognize that there's a lens attached to the camera. So I can't release the shutter. And this is what people are finding, okay? And it's one simple setting in your EOS R menu that will fix this. What we need to do is come into the menu. I'm going to come over to the camera settings and we want menu number 5. And in there we have release shutter without lens. By default, it's turned off. What we want to do is go in there, turn it on, come out the menu, and now I can press the button and take my picture. And it's as simple as that. This is a great cost-effective solution to start macro photography. Either a reverse lens or a 50mm on extension tubes is the way to go if you want to get into macro photography. No need to buy those expensive lenses. Again, this image is taken with the exact setup that you're seeing here, except we're using a flash and the macro diffuser from Photo Accessories. And it has boiled up a question in my mind, and that is that image good because I've learned and progressed as a photographer, or is it good because I'm using the latest, greatest technology? In the next video, we're going to find out. We're going to put it to the test. I'm going to try and take the exact same picture with my older camera. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, leave me a comment. If you've got any questions about the setup, leave me a comment in the comments down below. Like it and subscribe if you haven't done already. My name's Stewart. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Hello, my name's Stewart and welcome to this video. In the last video, which I will link up here, yep, because we will be adapting and because sorry. So this is a 50 itchy nose. Is that image good because I've learnt? Wait, the microphone. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this little. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this reverse ring project. No,